Today, we remember and pay our homage to that young man, Kavan Selva Ganesh, a brilliant boy, very talented in his understanding of IT. Starting from the village level, he educated himself with the help of his parents and got an excellent job. He had, in today's new India, only one crime, that he was born in a Dalit family. And on 27th of July, he was brutally killed just 2 kilometers away from where we are holding this meeting. I consider him a martyr to this toxic caste system, which even 78 years after India's independence flourishes under the gaze of the pro-caste forces. We must remember, however brutal the murder of this young man Kevin was, and it was brutal, do not consider it, my dear friends, an individual issue, an individual act of cruelty. Yes, it was an individual act of cruelty. Yes, those in jail are criminals. We want the harshest punishment for them. But the crime and those who commit that crime, it may not be their hands which killed that young man. It was their ideology. It was their politics. It was their beliefs in the caste system who are the criminals. So don't look at it as an individual case. As part of the freedom struggle, one of the pledges when we fought for freedom against the British colonial rule, one of the pledges was, in a democratic republic of India, there is no place for untouchability for the caste system. There was a prohibition, a ban on discrimination on the basis of caste. That was a pledge of the freedom struggle. That is what we fought for. And that is what democracy means. When every citizen has an equal right. That is what Ambedkar said when he placed the Constitution before the people of India. He said, we are going into a future of contradictions. Yes, each man and woman has the equal right to vote, but each man and woman does not have equal social value as long as the caste system exists.
நாம் சுதந்திர போராட்டத்திற்கு பிறகு இந்த நாடு,
there are 3 systems, each interlinked, which we must understand, my dear friends. The first is, from the day India became independent, we have seen how capitalism, how the loot and exploitation of labor has increased inequalities. We have seen the system of capitalism eating into the entrails, destroying the intrinsic nature of the concept of equality in the Constitution of India. Today I am not going into details, but I want you to flag capitalism. And today in 2025, neoliberal policies which have made India one of the most unequal societies in the world. And capitalism, the most modern forms of capitalism, utilize the caste system. Constitution says caste is prohibited, but it is capitalism which utilize the caste system to intensify its exploitation. Today we have facts and figures. A Dalit worker who is forced do a particular traditional job while he is denied access to equal opportunity for other jobs. Using the caste system, the most modern of capitalists has compromised with, has connived with, and not coexisted. They have utilized and thereby strengthened the caste system. Look at the figures. How many Dalits are there? How many oppressed castes are there? Among those who can say they have a certain amount of property in this country, the largest number of landless, the largest number of homeless, the largest number of those who work from morning till night, the Manrega workers, the largest number of them belong to the Dalit community. So capitalism and casteism, under the leadership of India's ruling classes and ruling parties, they are responsible for the dilution, if not the elimination, of the issue of equality and the prohibition of caste. The third is the issue of patriarchy and the subordination of women, the cultures of subordination of women, Manuvadi ideologies which exist against Dalits, against women, for the control and authority over women. Today in India, my dear friends, the autonomy of women to make self-choice, to decide her own partner, that is under severe attack. You have class under capitalism. You have caste under the Manuvadi caste system. And you have patriarchy, a combination of all three. Those are the systems, the cultures, the ideologies which have killed that young man, Karl. That in the state of Tamilnadu, the land of Periyar, the land of Subramanya Bharati, tomorrow we are going to celebrate his Memorial Day. In such a land of anti-caste warriors, in such a land of social reform, in such a land of the fight against caste, the fight against Manuvadi ideologies, the fight for women's equality, in such a land, in such a state of Tamilnadu, we see this spectre. We have seen it in Haryana, Punjab and other states north of the Vindhyas. But today that shadow is the darkest in Tamilnadu. It means we have to question what is the dominant politics, and does that dominant politics outright, uncompromisingly fight against such caste crimes. My dear friends, in India today, we have in place a government which unashamedly, the BJP and RSS combined, unashamedly every day attack constitutional values. Every day, in one way or another, in one part of the country or another, the attack on the constitution is real. They promote what is called the ideology of Hindutva. And this Hindutva ideology, it is based on an understanding which is far removed from the Constitution of India. This Hindutva ideology seeks to build a pan-Hindutva identity by maintaining the hierarchy of caste. They may promote this or that icon or leader of a particular caste. But my dear friends, that leader, that icon promoted by the BJP RSS will never challenge the actual hierarchy of caste. So caste remains. The caste system remains. The hierarchy of caste remains. Each hierarchy may have respectful leaders, but the hierarchy remains. The inequality at birth remains. And it is this Hindutva ideology which is refusing to even recognize the crime in the name of honor. My dear friends, unless you identify and recognize a crime, how can you count that crime? Today, the National Crime Research Bureau has got no idea, no count of the number of caste crimes in the name of honor which have been committed in this country. At the time of the UPA government, the CPIM demanded in Parliament a separate law to deal with all manner of crimes in the name of honor. Our women leaders, we drafted a law and gave it to the Law Commission. We presented it before the Law Minister. We presented it before Parliament. The definition of honor crime is very much linked to the issue of caste. It is linked to the Khap Panchayat. It is linked to the Katta Panchayat here in Tamilnadu. It is linked to the family of the girl or the boy. So it is a socially sanctioned crime. So for that kind of a crime, although there are laws against assault, there are laws against lynching, there are laws against murder, but the specificity of the social aspect of an honor crime can only be dealt with by a separate law against honor crime. Not just honor killings, but honor crimes. That is a law which the CPIM had fought for during the UPA regime, and a draft law had been framed. But at that time, after the elections, it was the BJP RSS which came to power. In the last 12 years or 11 years, different states under the BJP, 9 states under the BJP, they have adopted laws against so-called love jihad. A young couple crossing community boundaries fall in love. In the eyes of the RSS, BJP, Hindutva ideology, it's a crime. A Muslim and a Hindu falling in love is a crime in their eyes. And therefore, self-choice marriage, consenting adults, 9 states have passed laws against it. But why? They have the strength to pass laws for their communal agenda. It is the same attitude, my dear friends, on inter-caste marriages, where the boy is a Dalit or a so-called lower caste, so-called, and the girl belongs to a different caste, higher in the caste hierarchy. Those are crimes committed, anti-constitutional, anti-human, anti-civilizational. But the BJP has refused to pass a law to criminalize such acts. Why? Just as it has a communal agenda, its Hindutva ideology has a casteist agenda. It may not say so, but its actions speak louder than its words. And its actions are nowhere in India, where all these crimes are committed, has the BJP at the center uttered a single word. Have you heard any BJP leader? Every day, Prime Minister speaking against Muslim-Hindu marriages, Muslim men taking away Hindu girls every day. But when a Dalit marries a girl of his choice and she marries him out of love, and they are brutally attacked and they are brutally killed, have you ever heard the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, all the big leaders of the BJP, have you ever heard them utter a single word to say, this is wrong, it is against the Constitution, it is against the law? Not one tear is shed by them, because they are the supporters of Manuvad. They are the supporters of the caste system. the same hands which are raised against Muslim-Hindu marriages, the same hands are raised against anti-caste marriages. And that is why there is no law in India against caste crimes. Shame on this BJP. Shame on this central government. And we are proud. And I want to tell Comrade Shanmugam and all our leaders here on the stage, we are proud that it is this red flag, it is this CPIM which has opened its offices for all young couples who love each other, who cross caste barriers with their love, who bring to fruition the dream of our social reformers like Ambedkar and Periyar against the caste system, like Nambuji Pad and Sundaraya against the caste system. We are proud. It is that legacy. No other party will do it. No other political force will do it. It is the CPIM and its leaders who have taken that step in practice to show our doors are always open for young people in self-choice intercaste marriages. I congratulate my dear leaders on the stage for this step, which is an example for all political parties. Stop your hypocrisy. Stop your double speak and come out strongly in support of those couples. Ensure a law to criminalize such acts. Red salute to our comrades here on the stage. And therefore, we demand a separate law for honor crimes. We demand the central government bring such a law which will be applicable to the whole country. And we also request the DMK government here, let us stand in solidarity. Let us take forward the legacy of social reform. Let us set an example for the whole country by enacting a separate law against honor crimes and to show the country that this is an important step against the hateful, toxic caste system in India. I thank you very much, my dear friends, for giving me this opportunity to speak to you on this topic. I thank our leaders. Inqilab, Zindabad, our unity, Zindabad, my tributes to all the young people who have fought against this system through their love and their sacrifice. Thank you.